So hello guys, welcome back. Today in this video we will be studying about uveal tract. As in my previous videos I have already told you about sclera, cornea. This was the outer membrane of the eye. This is the middle membrane or the middle layer you can say. So today we will be focusing on choroid. Here I will be making a small diagram of eye. Okay, this eye is malfunctioned a little bit. So this was sclera. Inner to the sclera, this layer is the choroid, highly vascular layer. So today we will be studying this layer, choroid. If I take a cross section of this area, first of all I would like to tell you that this is the corneoscleral junction or the limbus. At certain point, this is lens suspensory ligaments. At a certain point, a rod and cone cells are absent. That point is known as ora serrata. Now coming on to the choroid, this is the posterior part of the uveal tract. This cross section if I take, this is the sclera. This is choroid. Now I have already told you that in between sclera and choroid there is a small lamina called as suprachoroidal lamina or lamina fusca. Now, what is the function of lamina fusca? From this portion or from this space, the arteries which give supply to the eyeball passes mainly. There are posterior short ciliary arteries going on from here and long ciliary arteries going on from here. Mainly if we see, these are mainly the posterior ciliary arteries. Sorry, I misspoke. The short ciliary arteries enter into the choroid from here. Okay, entering the choroid, it will give small branches. Now if we divide the choroidal area or the choroidal layer into two parts, this lower part is called as vascular lamina. Now as we move towards the retina, this was sclera, this is choroid. Now what will come? The retina will come. Moving towards the retina, these small branches form small loops. These small loops are called as choriocapillaries. It must be noted that in the next videos I'll tell you about the layers of retina. There are 10 layers of retina. 5 layers of retina are supplied by the choriocapillaries. Mainly you can say blood supply. Now after choroid it comes retina. I have already told you retina has two layers. One is the pigmental layer and one is the neuronal layer. So this is the pigmental layer. Now in between the pigmental layer and the choroid there is a small glassy layer. This layer is called as membrane of Bruch or Bruch, depends on your pronunciation. This is the pigmented epithelium of retina. Now, after the pigmented epithelium of retina, here are the rod and cone cells. These are the rod and cone cells. Here are the bipolar cells. Choroid has been ended up to this portion. I am just telling you for further knowledge because next videos will be on the retina and the layers of retina. So these all are the bipolar cells. Now the last layer is the ganglionic cells. It must be noted that rod and cone cells and bipolar cells, they produce degraded potential, whereas the ganglionic cells produces the action potential, which converts the electro wave or electromagnetic energy into electrochemical energy, and then these are the nerve fibers which will enter into the optic nerve and going to the CNS. In many times, as the age increases, extracellular deposits get added into the membrane of Bruch or Bruch. Here are the extracellular deposits as age increases after 60, 65 or 70, and this extracellular deposits causes the inflammation of rods and cones, and there is decrease in the visual sensation or visuality of the eye. So guys, in the next video I'll be telling you about the blood supply or the nerve supply to the eye. First, in this video I'll like to tell you that there are ciliary nerves. Two types of ciliary nerve, short and long ciliary nerves, entering from the suprachoroidal lamina, enters from suprachoroidal lamina or the lamina fusca and reaches the anterior choroid. Let me tell you, this is the posterior choroid. You can say this is the whole choroid. You can say this is the posterior choroid. This part may be the anterior choroid. As you move towards the lens, this will be anterior choroid and this will be the posterior choroid. And there are blood supplies by the long posterior ciliary artery, which also enters into the suprachoroidal lamina or the lamina fusca. So guys, this was the whole detail about uveal tract. I hope you might have understood. Thank you so much.